dear Cryptonauts. It's a pleasure to welcome you once again back in the belly of the darkened crypt. I am Mr. Cornwell, your friendly host. What an amazing and exciting story we have for you today. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, because this show is going to be memorable and you're going to want to share it now. We've got a lot of fascinating and intriguing shows currently in the editing process, magically being crafted just for you. So sit back, relax, and let's dive right in. Today we're discussing the Varginha, Brazil alien creature incident that allegedly took place in 1996. And a quick recap on what we have been witnessing for these last few years in South America. The Brazilian army's conclusion was that a homeless citizen with a likely mental disorder, allegedly dirty and crouched against a wall, was mistaken for an extraterrestrial being. The reason it was called dirty is the description of this being was darkened with bright red eyes. Anybody you ask will tell you that while this is an unsettling description, the circumstances surrounding this event are far more so. We sent out our investigators to get information that is yet widely unknown, and here is what we have gathered. We started with the main question, which was, how would these Brazilian police have known it was a human? And such detail that didn't match any of the witness accounts, no one is certain, but our investigators discovered more insight into that night, and the alleged doctor who helped with the initial examination of what he might have believed was a creature. Witnesses described the creature as crying and looking frightened. Some individuals have even claimed that this was an alien captive from a more advanced extraterrestrial species that had crashed their spaceship after kidnapping the tiny being in Brazil. 2024 has been full of such interesting encounters from the 90s and earlier. And it's not just in Brazil. We're seeing similar stories from Peru with the alleged Nazca mummies.
She has a size of 58.5 centimeters, or 1 foot 11. Her species is humanoid reptile. Her gender, female. There is a presence of cranial sutures and a presence of tympanic bubble. A metallic breastplate is placed on her chest. Its composition is as follows: 85% copper and impurity like iron and sulfur. She possibly has a retractile neck, which would be capable of being drawn back. There is a presence of joints. She has 9 pairs of ribs, plus 2 floating pairs. Humans usually have 12 pairs. Her feet have 3 toes, with 3 phalanges. She has 3 fingered hands, including 4 phalanges, and a long fingernail. Humans usually have 3 phalanges. The thumb has 2. There is a presence of a reproductive system. This female specimen is presumably pregnant, with a presence of 4 ovoid objects in her abdomen, which are most likely eggs. Unlike with Victoria, there has been no DNA analysis or C14 dating for this particular specimen at this time.
From the Institute of Forensic Medicine, they have graduated in the public eye as dollologists. They are experts in dolls, but they do not know anything about the science and research that has been done at the University of Ica. They want to confuse public opinion with these dolls, with these replicas that will surely appear more and use totalitarian terms like the entire scientific community. One who has been his boss, Mr. Estrada, who has been president of the Peruvian Association of Forensic Medicine, has analyzed the Nazca drying bodies that are at the University of Ica and has not found any manipulation, any alteration. The DNA is published in scientific libraries at the NSDI, and you don't even bother to go to the University of Ica. It is not even a private university. It is a state university. Here we are seeing the state, the Ministry of Culture, against another state entity. Furthermore, the Ministry of Culture, compared to a university, has an administrative rank, while the university has a research capacity, and that is its main function, research. And seeing the level with which they have been handling the other dolls, which by Mr. Abalos's confession were contaminated with seminal fluid and public hair, I have to doubt the capacity and integrity of the analyzers they have done. They did it at a conference at the University of San Marcos, and I want to alert public opinion. Here is a reckless attempt to cover up a seriously disruptive archaeological scheme with real beings that are not armed, that have not been modified, but that a sector of the scientific community wants them to disappear. They want them to not exist. They want it to be a truth. Let it be covered. So tell you, Lestrade, what you have analyzed here is identical to what the ECA University has analyzed, and that has a ton of scientific evidence, from forensics, from bioinformatics, from analyses that have been done all over the world. Is the same? Let's see, Mr. Matias, I don't know how to respond to you, whether to respond to you as a journalist or as a ufologist, in principle. You've been lying for 6 years. You have been Massan's clown all the time. That's how I'd always tell him to his face. These are dolls. They are armed dolls. As much as those that are in ICA, as well as the falsehoods, the hybrids, 3D, or large dolls. That is false. The only one who believes that story is you, and you are a clown. Thank you, Mr. Matilla.
It raises the question, are we seeing an uptick in paranormal and unusual situations lately? Are these South American accounts all false? In the world of statistics, this would be quite a shocking, coordinated failure of information. Our investigators in Brazil found out about this alleged account from an actual witness, and what he says is shocking. We have 2 accounts of actual doctors who examined 2 distinct alien creatures, or, to be polite, persons of non-human origin, who exhibit different characteristics from one another. We have alleged footage of the Brazilian creature. Viewer discretion is advised. The initial reaction of the doctor when seeing the creature for the first time on the operating table. He wrote in his notes, and I quote, "I turned around and approached the operating table with my colleagues. At first glance, I noticed the patient was quite small, and my first impression was that it was a child. When I first saw the face of the individual lying there, I was in a state of shock. It was far from a human face, certainly no face I had ever seen before. The eyes were large and red and staring at the ceiling with a blank stare. I turned and looked at my colleagues. We were all dumbfounded. We turned and looked at each other, and we could not believe this was happening. One of the first witnesses to see the alleged creature has said the following: "It wasn't a man or an animal, it was something different," said one of the women, Katia Andrade. "The being had oily brown skin and rubbery limbs," she said. 3 rounded protrusions sprouted from its oversized head. Standing out in a different way was the creature's odor. One ghastly whiff weakened the knees. As for the stranger's demeanor, the women unanimously, if tactlessly, agreed. It was muddle-headed. The 3 women bolted from the monstrosity as it waved its massive head dizzily in their way. If this creature arrived into Brazil, it might have been an alleged stowaway from an alien spaceship that crashed, and all of the occupants smelt awful. We have obtained alleged footage of the alleged alien creature. We ask that you take the time to ask the children to leave the room. We will not be responsible for any nightmares. The crash of an alleged alien ship in Brazil led to the belief that a being that was found on the side of the road in Brazil was a survivor of this crash. What makes matters more unusual are the reports that this being was somehow not part of the original UFO crew, which crashed as it was tested. This noxious liquid may be a way to reduce the effects of high G-force travel by submerging the occupants in a liquid. Additionally, if they are involved in an accident with this craft, the liquid may quickly fill the entire volume of the occupied spaces. The liquid was seen as though it had spilled onto the grass around the crash site, and the beings seemed to carry it with them, or be imbued with it, as if they were submerged in that environment. It was said by the police and other investigators that the craft was leaking a vast amount of liquid that had noxious odors. Could this be why the creature smelled? What are we to make of these videos which allegedly show this creature? So many theories that this is a fake video because of the strange video effect overlay, which is to allegedly mimic a video from 1996. Is it real or is it a hoax? And if it is real, why use a modern filter to make the video evidence look like a VCR film from 1996? And more importantly, why spend the time and money of a doll or dummy which resembles this creature? It feels a bit creepy, if you know what I mean. This is by no means an assertion. I personally believe that the creature that so many have reported existed and was discovered. I simply have a hard time accepting this combination of contradiction and authenticity. As always, make your very own assessment and let me know in the comments. What do you believe? Is this the creature? What about the Nazca mummies, which have just been examined by 2 more researchers, one in Japan and the other in America? Let's now travel to North America and meet Dr. Mary Jesse, an associate professor of radiology at the University of Colorado. She's the ideal person to help us determine if these tiny reptile alien tridactyl humans are a hoax or the real. Ladies and gentlemen, as we approach the culmination of our extraordinary expedition, I stand here awestruck by the revelations we have unearthed together. The enigmas that have haunted our world for generations are finally revealing themselves. What if I told you that the stories we dismissed as mere legends, as tales from the fringe, are not mere figments of imagination? What if I told you that beings from beyond our world, from the depths of the oceans or hidden beneath the Earth's surface, are among us, and may have always been among us? We have unraveled a tapestry of secrecy, a clandestine operation that defies comprehension. These otherworldly entities, these beings that have haunted our dreams and ignited our fears, are not of this world. They are visitors from realms beyond our understanding. We have discovered a covert organization shrouded in darkness, orchestrating experiments that defy the laws of nature. Their insatiable thirst for knowledge and advanced technologies led them to manipulate and interact with these extraterrestrial forces. But fear not, dear viewers, for we are not defenseless. We possess the power of knowledge and the strength of unity. Together, we can expose these hidden forces, demand transparency, and forge a path towards understanding. We have witnessed the power of collective action, the resilience of the human spirit. The world is awakening, demanding answers, demanding disclosure. And so, my friends, as we near the conclusion of this extraordinary chapter, I extend my deepest gratitude to each and every one of you. Thank you for joining us on this unparalleled journey, for your unwavering support, and for lending your voices to the pursuit of truth. To our viewers, I express my heartfelt appreciation. Without your unwavering trust and belief in our mission, this investigation would not have been possible. Your courage and curiosity have propelled us forward. As we bid farewell for now, let us remember that the universe is vast, teeming with mysteries. Let us continue to question, to explore, and to embrace the unknown. From the shadows of uncertainty, we emerge united, ready to face whatever enigmas lie ahead. Thank you for watching, and may the cosmic secrets guide us on our eternal quest for understanding. Please like, share, and subscribe. Did you know that we are now hosting the Drive-In Movie playlist? It is free and features a hand-picked collection of vintage cartoons and classic movies. Check it out and let us know which ones are your favorites in the comments. Keep your eyes to the skies, and if you see red orbs flying around at night, do not engage and hide. Cheers.